Welcome to our life. Racism. Everybody knows the meaning of that word. But today we're going to take the mask off on another term of discrimination, which is colorism. Let me throw out a couple of other words for you guys that should be familiar to you. Yellow bone, red bone, wannabe, jigaboo, house slave, field slave. All these terms have been used in different contexts throughout many years, but it all leads back to one thing, which is the color of your skin. Are you light? Are you dark? Where do you fit in? So today we're going to remove the mask on that. Once I come back from my break, you're going to meet my panel of lovely ladies, and we're going to start from the beginning to where did it come from? Why do we condone it? And the question that I ask everyone, in 2017, are we in a glass box still encased in slavery? Have we come forward from our ancestors? So when we return, I'll have my lovely ladies on the panel with me, and we'll begin to take this mask off of light skin versus dark skin when we return.
We have been the victims of colorism and racism. Brown paper bags were used to erase skin color and ethnic groups.
Today, we are victimizing ourselves using social networks to compare skin color, which perpetuates internalized racism to show how one race is beginning to separate. Don't live off the past ignorance. Be the one who aligns the future.
We're back, and we're about to start taking off this mask versus light skin and dark skin, but I want to first introduce my panel. So next to me, we have Miss Ty.
Hello.
We have Miss Tequila.
Hi.
We have Miss Lala.
Hello.
Miss Christine. And Miss Kianta.
Hello.
Thank you, ladies, for coming and sitting down with me and discussing this topic, because I feel that it is a problem that still lingers in our society. So one word that I did leave out is straight and nappy, is another term that we will always hear. For colorism, colorism is discrimination in which people are treated differently based on the social meaning attached to the skin color. So if you didn't know what colorism was, that's what it means. So we're going to start off. I want to start off by where do you guys think this came from? Because I have my opinion, but where do you think this color situation, when I said house slave and field slave, where do y'all think all this came from?
Okay,
Anybody?
Just look at me. Just look at me. I do think it came back from the slavery time. As you can see, as our ancestors, we were divided back then between the color of our skin. As you said, you had the house and the field. So I think it kind of started back then with the division amongst ourselves, amongst us.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I think they probably looked at each other differently because of that. If I was a house nigga, to lack of a better terms, I mean, let's be real, it's our life, right?
It is.
So if I was a house nigga versus the slave that was outside, you looked at me differently because, hey, I'm inside in a cool air while you're out there getting darker and darker and darker and darker.
I agree. I think it did come from slavery, but it also, sad to say, it was from each other. Because in families, a lot of the mothers treated the light-skinned kids different than they did the dark-skinned kids. So, I mean, and that's like, even back when I was growing up, it was done like that, and that was in the 70s.
So let me ask you guys something. When I was putting this together, I took time. I do research, and I took time one night and I watched on the internet this thing. It was a doll test, and that just blew me away. How you had a white doll, and you had a black doll, and these kids were like 3 and 4 years old, and they sit there, and all of them picked the white doll. It's that one little girl. And then they were asked why. The black doll is mean. The black doll fights. The black doll steals. The black ugly. They just outright. These were little kids. So do y'all think this is taught? Because to me, kids don't see. To me, and I might be wrong, kids don't see when they're little. To me, don't see color. They play with anybody. So is that taught?
I think media has a big role in that. I remember growing up, and I mean, it wasn't a doll test, but I would always go towards the white babies, not because I thought they were better. Like you said, you're a kid, you don't really know, but media is always showing white baby dolls, especially back then. So when you would see commercials, they wouldn't portray dolls of color. I don't even know that there were many dolls of color. You know, we've gotten better as time has progressed, but back then, all of the commercials were, you know, white dolls, blonde hair, blue eyes. And so when you would see that on TV, ooh, that's what I want. So when you go to the store, while there may be black dolls there, you're automatically kind of targeted towards, you know, geared towards that because of what you see on TV and magazines and things like that. So I think that had a big role to play in that.
Go ahead.
I think media does have a big role to play in it, but also the parents have a bigger role. Because media can say what they want to say, but it's up to the parents to teach their kids black is beautiful.
And we're gonna.
It's okay to teach your kids. You don't have to play with that doll that looks like, that does not look like you.
Yeah.
You know, if the parents don't get out there and put these dolls, even back then, because I remember growing up, I wanted a black baby doll. The first black baby doll I got, unfortunately, was a Cabbage Patch.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first black baby doll I got, a Cabbage. That Cabbage Patch don't look like us, y'all. But they did have the little wide nose.
The hair.
Had wide nose.
Another thing I looked into was 1712. A speech was given by a slave owner, and it's called, it was the Willie Lynch. And that kind of blew me away too, but then I started thinking, in this day and time, we still separate in the prison system. They separate this person with this person go here, this person go there. We still do that. So that's why I say that, you know, are we still encased in part of slavery? But when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to start going into each of these ladies' background and stories of what they've experienced dealing with this topic. So when we return, get ready. I don't know who I'm going to pick. It's going to be somebody. But we're going to start and going through their stories so they can start taking off their masks. So we'll be right back.
Which doll is the black doll? And which one is the white doll?
That one.
Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll? And why is that doll pretty?
Because she's white and he has 2 eyes.
Which doll is the ugly doll? Why is that doll ugly?
Because he's black.
Which doll looks most like you?
Like me.
Yeah, which one looks like you?
And that one.
Okay.
That doll.
Can you show me the doll that you like best or that you like to play with?
This one. I like that one.
And killing.
This one.
That one?
This one. I like to play with this.
And can you show me the doll that is the nice doll? And why is that the nice doll?
He's white.
And can you show me the doll that looks bad? Okay. And can you and why does that look bad?
Because it's black.
And why do you think that's a nice doll?
Because she's white.
And can you give me the doll that looks like you? "15 out of the 21 children preferred the white doll."
And we're back. So I chose to start with Miss Tequila first. So when I started talking with her, she said she didn't have any life experiences that she could share with us, but it was more with her kids. So can you please explain to me like the issues? Because you explained to me how they, the things they deal with in school and just even at home with their, because you have kids that are different skin colors.
Yes. I have 4 children, 26, 17, and twins that are 15. Same mother and father, but each one of them are different skin tones. And the issues that I deal with is a lot within themselves, and sometimes it can be jokingly, but I do, tell them it's enough. So I have a son that's dark skinned. I have a daughter that's brown, or she calls herself caramel. I have another daughter that's light skinned, and then another daughter which they call her white skinned because she's real light. And sometimes what's very heartbreaking is they do joke a lot about their skin colors, and I try to teach them that they're all the same and to not do that. Besides the different skin colors, they all have different hair textures. So being a mother, it's hard to do everybody's hair the same way because they have the different hair textures. Or if they want certain styles, I'd have to explain, okay, you can't have that style because your hair, some of them have hair like mommy. Some of them have hair like their father. So it's kind of like an inside family joke, but I just can't imagine them going out to the other world or when they have their own kids, how to deal with it. And as a mother, it's hard for me because I end up just saying, that's enough, stop. But I feel like I should be doing something more, but it's very real. Even like to this day, they still tease each other about their different skin colors.
And I don't know what more you can do as a parent, because like Christina said, media plays a role in it. Outside world, the people they get involved with on the outside world, if they're the wrong type of people and look at things that way, they play a role in it. So it's not much more, I think, as a parent you could do. I don't know on that one, but Kiana? Yes. You are next, Kiana. Now, we talked about you're originally from New Orleans.
Yes.
I'm originally from Louisiana as well. So, we come from a place where that's there. That's alive there. But just like Tequila, you said you really didn't have any experience, any issues with that. And it was simply your daughter, which she's here with us in the audience. So y'all will meet her very shortly. But tell me, how do you deal with that?
Well, coming from New Orleans, where I grew up, they did the brown paper bag test to go into the 9th Ward.
Now, what is that? Please
the brown
explain
paper
this.
bag test actually was before my time, but I was honored, if you want to use the word honored. My grandmother and my great-grandmothers were the ones to tell me about the brown paper bag test. So if you wanted to go into the lower 9th Ward in New Orleans, if you were darker than the brown paper bag, you could not go.
Okay.
Into that area. They sent me to an all-black high school where I saw a rainbow of black, different shades of girls. So I know how different it is, how one can be treated differently from the other. However, it's up, once again, your upbringing as to how you cope with it. It didn't bother me. Yes, you may have been lighter than me, that didn't mean anything to me. Because if I wanted it, I was gonna get it. Not because I'm better than you or you better than me. It's because, hey, we're equal. We're both black. We're just different shades of black. Right. So when my daughter came along, true story, she was born in Dallas, Texas, right? Had my child. The nurse was bringing her into the room and asked me to see, of course,
Her armband.
my armband.
Okay.
So her name is Avion Lewis, Louis. That lady came up in there and she said, "This is not your child." Oh, excuse me? This is not your baby.
Did she, wait, let me ask the question. I'm trying to be on the lady side. Trying to be on the lady. So did the lady see, before she said this not your child, did she see your armband?
She saw my armband.
I don't have any kids, but I know on the armband of the parent, they normally have the baby's name as well. I know a little something. I don't have any, but I know a little something. So did she see that?
She saw my armband, however, she looked at my child. Here was my child who was this beautiful, somewhat chocolate caramel mixture of colors with this coal black hair that was curly and laying on her head. They thought she was Hispanic.
Oh, wow.
So the lady would not give Avion to me right away. Yes, true story. True story. By this time, of course, hey, what you mean? This is my baby. Give me my baby. Don't play. Don't let her out this room till I get my child, you know. But true story. I have a child who can blend in with any race she wants when she stands next to. She has a mixture of friends, mixture of cultural friends, and I love that because that's what I raised her to be. You don't have to just stick with African-American friends. You can have friends of any race.
Because everybody is equal.
Growing up, everybody wanted to know, well, she has a perm in her head? No, she doesn't have a perm in her head. Why is her hair so straight? You know, why it is. So, of course, me being a black parent that I am, I decided I'm going to twist her hair up when she was younger and, you know, let her go to school with some twists, some two-string twists, whatever, and sent her to school a couple of times. And my child came home one time, you guys, when she was in elementary school and said, "Mama, I want to wear my hair like Sarah." But you're not Sarah, baby. So you can't wear your hair like Sarah.
How was Sarah's hair?
Well, Sarah wasn't us.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, we're going to leave that alone. We're going to leave that alone. We're going to... Okay. We're going to go to Avion. Ivy.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you? Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Can you... You're what, 18 now?
Yes, ma'am.
So can you tell me how most of your life, once you got to understand the situation, how did that make you feel?
Well, it really didn't bother me. People always ask me, am I mixed? And I always say no. Both of my parents are black. And they always was surprised about that. Then they asked me like, "Oh, how come you have this kind of hair? Can I touch your hair?" Stuff like that. And I was like, sure, like, why not? I mean, it's just hair. And my mom always taught me, like, no matter what, you're black, know you're black, and love yourself.
That's just wonderful.
I tried.
So you know what? So you just take it in stride.
Yes, ma'am.
What would you say to anybody else that's going through that same thing but don't know how to deal with it and can't take it in stride like you do? Because you just calm and relax. Like, sure, you can feel my hair. No problem.
I would say don't really take it as an insult. That's what I would say. Because you look different. And people are gonna see that you look different and know that you do look different, but know inside that you are black. So I would say just take it as it comes, I guess.
Oh, you're about to make me cry. That is so sweet. Well, thank you. And thank you again for coming. And I hope more kids will take it as such and not try to go along with what everybody else is doing. So that, yeah, thank you so very much. When we come back, I'm going to choose someone else on this panel. I got three more folks here with me. So I'm going to choose somebody else, and we'll be right back so we can continue to go through their stories. And then after that, we're going to see why do we still condone this in 2017. So we'll be right back.
Yeah, that one.
Which one?
This one.
Why do you want that skin color?
Because I don't know. I don't know.
Not sure.
No.
What do you think of that skin color?
Well, it looks kind of whitish, and that's all I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? Why do you want that skin color?
Because it looks lighter than this kind, because this looks a lot like that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I just don't like the way brown looks, because the way brown looks really nasty for some reason, but I don't know what reason. That's all.
So you think it looks nasty?
Well, not really, but sometimes.
Sometimes. And Brielle, they asked what color adults don't like. Do you remember what you said? Which one? That's right, that's what you said. Why do you think adults don't like that color?
Dark.
Dark. And adults, you think adults don't like dark?
Well, maybe some adults do, but maybe some of them don't.
Mm. And then which was the ugly child?
All right, we're back. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Let's see who we're going to pick next. We're going to go with Ty.
Hey.
Next. Now, when we spoke, you spoke to me more about men.
Right.
That didn't want to talk to you because you were dark skinned.
Right.
So I guess my first question to you is, today, how do you deal with a man that would say, I can't talk to you because you're darker or darker skin?
Since I'm older, I haven't had a lot of men that made those comments to me. When I was growing up, I dealt a lot with that. But now that I'm older, men don't approach me like that. I guess if I'm not their liking, they just don't talk to me. But since I'm older, I haven't dealt a lot with that. When I was younger, I did.
You also explained to me how you went out one time.
Yeah.
With some girlfriends.
Right.
And she explained to me how she went out with the girlfriends.
Right.
And one of the girlfriends she saw her ex-dude.
It was an ex-boyfriend.
And he was with another lady, and she was darker, right?
Right, dark-skinned lady.
And she talked about the girl really bad.
Really bad, yes.
In front of her.
Yeah.
And she explained to me how that made her feel bad because she's dark skinned.
Right.
So how you gonna sit here, you my friend, but you talking real down about this girl? So my thing with that is, why as females do we attack the female first? Why do we always attack the female because her looks or something like that?
I think in that situation, after I step back and look now, I think she had nothing else to say about the girl. The girl was pretty, and she was mad that she found out her ex moved on, and she was trying to find something to pick on the girl, and the only thing she could say is, oh, she's dark-skinned, I look better than her, and then she started talking about, oh, my hair is longer, and I mean, elementary, real elementary, and I'm sitting there like, are you for real right now? Like, I'm dark-skinned, so I'm thinking, what do you think about me? How do you feel about me?
Right.
Like, it was very uncomfortable, and after that day, I never hung out with her again or talked to her again because I felt like that was very rude and disrespectful, and that woman did nothing to you, and then I'm looking like, this is how you talking, you know, behind, you know, what are you saying when I'm not around, you know?
Right.
So I just thought that was very cruel.
Do you feel you have to, well, even when you were younger, did you feel you had to do extra or do more to prove yourself because you were dark-skinned?
I don't think it was a prove thing. I think when you're growing up and you being around and you being told all the time that light is better, it's like now you got to set yourself apart. You know, not that you're trying to, but you do have to set yourself apart. And then I noticed I just started being me for who I was. And like I said, as I got older, I don't have that issue anymore with someone saying, oh, you're pretty to be dark, or you're a dark-skinned, pretty dark-skinned girl. And I'm like, what happened to just being pretty? Why it always got to be a color that follows someone being pretty, you know? So now I don't deal with it as much, but I think a lot of times I see more now. It still goes on now in society, even on social media. You know, if you're darker, it's like people are going to tear you down real quick. You know, they're going to say mean things to you versus a lighter skinned woman. So I think it still exists where people have to prove themselves. I don't, but I do see younger girls experiencing things and they feel like they probably have to prove themselves.
Well, for you guys that don't know, my show is about taking the mask off, removing the mask on whatever we're discussing. So in order for me to do something like that, I have to remove some of my masks. Well, I'm gonna remove a mask today, don't judge me. When I was growing up, and I'm from Louisiana as well, just like Kiana, and when I was growing up, my grandmother, we're part Indian, so they had that cold, slick, black hair. My great-grandmother, I never got a chance to meet, she had blue eyes. But my grandmother was real light, slick hair, and my sisters always brought home a dark-skinned guy. So my grandmother would sit there, tell you stories and all kind of stuff. And then after they leave, she looked at my mama, where's she gone with that black, and y'all fill in the rest. So with hearing that, with me growing up, I would not date anyone that was dark, period. They were not cute to me. They weren't. I was like, ooh. So I wouldn't. So, but as I got older, I stopped doing that.
Right.
So now I'll date anybody.
No.
Hey, moving on. We're gonna go to Miss Lala. You've been mighty quiet.
I have. I like to listen and observe and speak when it's time.
Okay, it's your time.
What do you want? What am I speaking about?
So we talked briefly. Can you give me the pronunciation of your name? Because I don't want to mispronounce it.
Yes. That's funny that you bring up my name because that's usually, the first greeting. You say La Baptiste, your name. My name is La Baptiste. It is French. It means the Baptist. And so, funny story about my name. Everyone thinks that I'm mixed or I'm Haitian or I'm Creole, like you guys say. Like, I'm not from Louisiana. I'm actually from California. But everyone thinks I'm automatically mixed. And in college, because of my hair and my name, people thought I was like Haitian or something. And I had a guy who, he was like, I guess guys, they like that. And they would brag. They would brag because they think that I was like mixed or something, a mixed chick. And it was like big when I was in college in 2006, 2007. And I was like, no, my grandmother taught me, you got an ounce of black in you, you're black. That's it.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I didn't see, oh, my hair is pretty or that, I'm a little light. No, my grandma said I'm black, so that's what I am. I don't know what you're talking about, So they looked at it in college as a prize, and that's when I first started realizing, like, oh, okay, this is what it is, but.
So let me ask you, because I put that question on there, and I noticed this a lot, like I said before, in prison systems, and I noticed this in sororities, and I'm not trying to bash nobody's sororities. I love them all. They
Right.
do a lot of charity work, but I noticed, especially back in the day, certain sororities, light-skinned and long hair.
Right.
Everybody dark-skinned, and they're considered ugly. Why is that? Why do you think sororities do that? Because that's still like a separation.
Right. I'm not sure. I didn't
What do
join
you think
one.
about them doing that though?
I think going back to the first question when we first started, and we go back to our history. I know everybody said that it started, among us. We did it to ourselves, right? I think that it started with the people who brought us here. Of course, they wanted to try to control us and manipulate us and separate us, and it was a psychological thing. So they embedded it into our brain. I mean, basically brainwashing us, brainwashing our ancestors, and since they then birthed us. And kept that psychological, as you say, your grandmother, your aunt, or whoever is saying, who is that, because they heard, they was brain, it all goes back to history. Okay. And unless we change our sense of thinking, then we're just going to keep doing the same thing to each other. And so I think that ultimately goes down into everything. Sorority, oh, this is better. It's better on the eye, according to who?
Really?
So I think they just, I don't know why they do it. I mean, not all do it. I think I like the deltas. I mean, the deltas don't
Now,
really.
see, I didn't mention that.
Oh, I like deltas.
La, la.
I didn't mean to be messy.
You can't talk no more.
This is why I'm quiet. I just listen.
I'm gonna come back to you. Christine, come on and put some, yeah. Lala just done put me out in the street. I like a couple too, but you see, I didn't name any. Okay. True. Okay, Christine. We talked briefly as well, and you told me you didn't really deal with that experience too much, but you had little comments here and there, stuck up, and we do hear that. You stuck up this, that, and the other. For me, I think that the color still plays a role in that. Well, how did those comments make you feel? Did you just take it in stride, or you just did it?
So for me, I was always really quiet and really, really shy. I'm still some of that. And so when I was younger, I didn't equate it to being about my skin color. When I would hear comments, oh, she thinks she's too good, or she's stuck up, I felt misunderstood. To me, it was inside, I'm like, no, I'm just really nervous or really shy. You know, like I just don't talk a lot, or that's what I would be thinking. But I wouldn't say anything. I would feel, it would make me feel bad. But yeah, like I said, it was more from a feeling of being misunderstood.
Now, this was one of your questions, but this question can go to all of y'all. What do you think we need to learn as people to stop this harmful behavior? Because it is harmful behavior. Because you have kids coming up now, and like you explained about your kids, and that's not, we're all one. It doesn't matter the color of our skin. Because when you cut us, we all bleed red.
Yeah.
Bottom line. So what do you think as people, especially women, because we do it more, I think we do it more than men.
Yeah.
Men don't look at, and I might be wrong, but to me, men don't look at that, oh, I can't talk to him, he light skinned. But us, women, oh, we do it all day long.
I think, well, I'll say this first. I think we have come a long way. I don't think we've given a lot of credit to how far we have come. I think doing things like this, which is educational and just bringing it out, because some of it comes from ignorance, some of it is insecurities. There's a lot of different things that play a part in why women, say those things or feel those ways. But I think we have come a long way. So I think just continuing to have educational things like this be presented, having discussions, open discussions, like you said, taking those masks off and revealing those feelings and experiences. And then, like you said, teaching your children, because it kind of, in a sense, is a generational curse. You're constantly from the time of birth, from grandparents, great-grandparents being exposed to those type of negative things. And so I think the more positive feedback that we give to our children, to our friends, and when you hear comments that, oh, she's pretty for a brown-skinned girl, correcting people, or, just kind of stepping up and turning those negatives into positive reinforcements.
Because I hear a lot, one of the famous things that say, oh, she got that job because she's sleeping with the boss and she was light-skinned with long hair. What? Maybe she just did her job. I'm just saying. So I hear that a lot. So how do you ladies think we can move away from this, like you said, curse? How do you think we can move away from that? Why do we still condone it? Because it's still alive.
I think it's society plays a big part. And as she spoke on ignorance. A lot of times when you're ignorant, you say stupid things. And so when it comes out and people are seeing it play out on social media and things like that, now you're dividing us again, or dividing women again into this whole light versus dark thing. So I think society plays a big part, but ignorance is most important, the biggest part that plays in these type of things.
Anybody else?
I think just like your grandmother, I love that concept. You got the ounce in you, that's what you are.
Bottom line.
Well, and because, like I said, it's the way society is, they gear towards how children look and how they behave and what kind of hair they have and all of that. Just think of all of the rich, powerful celebrity couples. You know, not to mention any names, a lot of people.
Don't do like
I'm not gonna do. But you know, they always talk about their children being cute because they're mixed, and most of them are of different colors. But all in all, we're all black.
Right.
Someone sent me a video where there was a little girl, and she said, "Mommy, why is she black?" And so the mother, she said, "Well, we all started off black."
What?
And then God said, yeah, the lady of the different skin color. Listen.
Let her finish.
So it was two different shades. So the little girl, the little black girl was playing. And the other tone that wasn't black, she asked her mama, why are we black? Why is she black? And so the other tone mother said, well, we all started off black. And then God said, I want her to have some playmates. And then God made all the other different shades to play with the little black girl. And I was like, whoa. Yes, no, she was saying that everybody is the same color inside.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like she gave props, and I was just like, whoa, everybody's. I said, I like that one.
That was a good twist.
That was a different one.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good because I didn't know.
I'll send you the video. I'll send you the video.
We're gonna take a quick break. we're gonna go into this last segment, and I want to talk about why, as women, we don't encourage each other. We take a lot of time and energy to tear each other down. So I want to get you guys' insight on that. We'll be right back.
So show me the smart child. Okay, why is she the smart child?
Because she looks like me.
Okay. Show me the mean child. Okay, why is she the mean child?
Because she's way darker.
Okay. Show me the good child. Why is she the good child?
Because I think she looks like me.
Okay. Show me the bad child. Why is she the bad child?
Because she's a lot darker.
Show me the ugly child. Why is she the ugly child?
Because she's like a lot darker.
¿Cuál muñeco es bonito? ¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Cuál muñeco es malo?
Ninguno.
¿Cuál muñeco es malo?
Este.
¿Y por qué?
Porque, bueno, este es moreno y este es blanco.
¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Por qué?
Porque a mí no me gusta el color café.
¿Cuál muñeco te gusta más?
Este.
¿Cuál muñeco es bueno?
Este.
¿Y por qué?
Porque no me dan miedo los güeros porque tengo más confianza con un poco más así como este. No tengo mucha confianza.
¿Cuál muñeco es malo? ¿Por qué?
No sé.
¿Cuál muñeco es feo?
Este. No sé, es que me parece que está un poquito, ¿cómo te diría? Más moreno y no se ve tan blanco. Y no tiene mucho aspecto.
¿Por qué el muñeco blanco es bueno?
Porque sus ojos son azules y todo su cuerpo es blanco.
¿Cuál muñeco es feo?
Este.
¿Por qué?
Porque está negro.
¿Por qué ese muñeco es malo?
Porque está café.
¿Y por qué que este café es malo?
Porque pega.
¿Cuál muñeco te gusta más?
Blanco. Porque sus ojos están bonitos y su raza también.
¿Cuál muñeco se parece más a ti?
Un poquito a este. Es que soy un poquito güerita de mis piernitas y de mis aquí, de mi espalda y de mi carita y mis bracitos los tengo morenitos.
¿Cuál muñeco se parece más a ti?
Este.
¿En qué?
Las orejas. Sí, vamos.
And we're back, and we're in the last segment, and I want to talk about why, as women, especially black women, we don't encourage each other. We don't empower each other. We tend to tear each other down. I hate that term, crabs in the bucket, and all that foolishness. I hate that. Can y'all please, because I don't understand. So can you please explain it to me?
I think it starts because everybody thinks it's always a competition. Like we always got to compete with one another. I've never been around so many women now as today. Everything is a competition. There's no encouragement. There's no enlightenment like, hey, you're doing good. You know, it always got to be, well, why is she doing that? Or, oh, she thinks she this and that because she got this going on. Everybody got different stages in their life. So it makes it easy to encourage the next person and you know, just wish them good along the way because it always come back to you as well. Right. But I think it all starts with a lot of the competition. I think that plays a big part in us not want to support and encourage one another.
I think it's a reflection of our but I feel like you know, when women do that, they're telling on themselves. You know, they're telling what they feel and how they are on the inside. Because if you're not happy on what you look like or where you are and how you're feeling, you're gonna show that and it's gonna come out. So I think for one, we need to start focusing on ourselves and working on the inside and you know, what's going on. I don't know, some people, just an example, some people, like I was over 200 pounds. And so I wasn't happy. I was in a bad, you know, situation and it showed, you know, I always, you know, wasn't happy. I was, you know, putting it out on other people, you know, but then I had to start focusing. I had to take a look in the mirror. I mean, it's the old common saying, you know, cliche, but it's true. You know, you need to look on the inside and start focusing on yourself. And, you know, now, you know, you can actually smile genuinely. I can congratulate someone else who is on the same journey as I am. And I can encourage them and I can show support. Or I used to have, was it creamy crack, you know? And the creamy crack.
Perm.
Oh.
Come on, stay woke.
I don't know that word. I just know perm.
That's the new name for perm.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness, that's another segment, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
But I used to have that, and then, you know, I started taking steps to becoming natural and, you know, expressing that to other people. I mean, it's a reflection of you and who you are. And I think more people, you know, women should start, you know, embracing themselves, and then, you know, you can start encouraging other women.
And being true
and
to
building
yourself.
Up. Right, right.
Being true to yourself.
Right.
That's Nikki, kind of, and I have people that know me, So I'm just gonna tell it like it is. And no matter if you judge me or criticize me behind my back, I'm just gonna tell it like it is. If I did something, I only did one mask today. We're not taking off anymore. But I'm just gonna be real about it. Because I just look at it this way. You fronting and frauding in front of people that don't know you or think know you, but God know you.
Right.
And God see you fronting and frauding in front of his people. So I'm just gonna tell you, yeah, I did it.
Right.
What?
Right.
Move on. You know,
Right.
That's just my whole attitude with it. I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time, and when people tell me or give me words of encouragement, I'm still like, I want to cry.
Yeah.
Because I don't hear that.
Right.
So when I do hear it, it means the world to me.
Right.
But I agree with you with the competition. Who competes with people?
They do.
It's a lot. It's a lot out there. It's a lot out there. And I think by not speaking up when it happens, like I hear it a lot, and I talk to my kids a lot. So when I tell my kids something that happened, they'll be like, "Ma, that's high school."
Oh, really?
And I said, yeah, and we 40, almost 50 years old, and they talking about the next person. And, you know, and I try to encourage other women, and not too many men, because they don't sound right. But I encourage other women, you know, hey, good job, proud of you, you look good, without seeming like there's an ulterior motive, you know, because I keep myself up, and then I get surprising things, you know, on my pictures in my inbox or secret text or something to encourage me. And that, like you said, it means a lot.
Yeah.
It really does.
It does. And it's not that you don't have it's not that you have low self-esteem or anything, because when I say it means a lot, it just, to hear that from time to time.
Right. You need that.
It means a lot. And sometimes that confirms to me I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so that's Christina and Kiana, y'all are quiet. What is the
Well, I'll say this, just kind of speaking off of what Lala was saying, I think it has a lot to do with insecurities. It's hard to lift someone up and encourage other people, and this is just in a general sense, but specifically with other women, when you don't feel good about yourself, or you haven't had that encouragement or support, or you don't hear those compliments, you know, often. Sometimes it can also be ignorance, like I spoke on before, because you may not even realize what it is that you're needing or looking for, or realize why you speak negatively about a person, or, you know, because a lot of people aren't self-aware enough to realize I'm really insecure with myself, you know? So I think, again, just kind of educating and informing, you know, friends, family, even people that maybe you're not that close to, but kind of, you know, informing and educating, I think would be a big help.
Most definitely. Kiana?
Well, I guess she wants me to say something.
Because you're quiet.
That's the first, huh?
Yeah.
I guess I agree with each and every one of these ladies that's sitting up here. I wanted to ask you, though, when you would give somebody a confirmation, not a confirmation, I'm sorry, you would tell them, great job, do you find that they look at you crazy? Because I find that.
Other people do, but not that person.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like she said, I'm not scared of man. I'm so fearful of God. So by me passing on and saying certain things to other people, touching them at the same time, that's him saying, you need to say something.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's happening in that time of their life. And then it's, and then someone encourages me, because they always say, oh, Tequila, you're always so happy. How can you be so happy all the time? Most of the time I am, but sometimes I'm not. So I get it in return at different times in my life. So.
I've never been afraid to encourage anybody. I'm that person. I'm that, you know what, I love what you're doing. I'm happy for you. Keep it. How can I help you? You know, let's get this out here.
Right.
But I do find you brought up the topic, or you made a statement about we're still in that glass box.
Yeah.
I feel we are.
We are in that glass box, but more so because we're leaving ourselves there.
Yeah.
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 Because we are afraid to speak up. We are afraid to go up to the next person to encourage them to say, hey, it's okay.
Right.
I was always taught, don't put your mouth on anybody. Meaning, don't talk bad about anybody. Now, we all human. We know we gonna say a couple of little things.
Well, I say stuff, but if I'm saying something about somebody, it's the truth. I'm not gonna pull up some gossip on Facebook.
Right.
It's gonna be the truth that I'm
And
saying
you're
about
right,
you.
But I'm talking about those that, unfortunately, we have those that gossip and like to make up the things that's not so true. You know, so you'll have those. Unfortunately, we have haters. Let's call them for what they are. You will have haters no matter what. They're gonna hate on you because of the color of your skin, and baby, your hair is beautiful. They gonna hate on you because of the color of your skin and your texture. They gonna hate on me. They gonna hate on you. They gonna hate on each and every one of us. But you know what? It's how we make ourselves look.
Right.
It's how you walk when you leave outside that door. If you walk with your head held high, then guess what? They can say whatever they want. It's gonna bounce right off you. Now, if you walk out of here with your head hung down and you just said, "Oh well, no, I'm just gonna go up to you right away," because first of all, you're gonna always be kind of skeptical of walking up to somebody. But it's like, I don't know how that person gonna receive it. You know, this 2017, baby, you say something wrong and they might want to come at you a little differently.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm scared, because I'm never scared.
We know you but saying what you just said, some years ago, I did a testimony at church. And I said some things in that testimony. I said that at that time, I had been homeless 3 or 4 times. And I said that. The church did not know that. Because just like you said, I would come to church every Sunday and had clothes in my car. Nobody knew that. And I walked in that church, I was dressed, my hair was combed. And when I read that testimony, you could hear them gasping, and the choir was gasping. They were like, whoop, whoop. You know, so it does how you walk in and stuff, and you know, you don't.
You're never supposed to look at what you've been through.
Yeah.
Never ever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else of words, of final words, each of you want to say in regards to the light skin, dark skin? Because I mean, I do feel we're still in a glass box. We are. And it's 2017. You have interracial couples. You have all kind of stuff. You have kids that, like your daughter, she socializes with everybody because everybody is one. But we are truly still, to me, in a box. A glass box looking like, hey, oh, I don't like her hair nappy right there.
I just think it's up to each and every individual to teach others. Don't let them hold you in that glass box.
Right.
Speak up. Say something about it. Yes, I'm black. When you came to me and asked me to do the show, my first question.
I didn't ask you. I told you.
Oh yeah, you did tell me. I'm sorry. You're right. You did. You're gonna do this show.
I said, Kiana, I need for you to do this show.
But when you first came and told me about the show, I asked you, well, where do I fall?
Yeah, you did say she did say that to me. She said, where do I fall? I'm brown.
Yeah. I don't consider myself to be light skinned or dark skinned. I'm brown. I'm me. And I think that's the concept all of us have to take on.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody look at you differently because of the color of your skin, because you're light skinned or because you're dark skinned. You're human.
Right.
Like you said before, when we cut each other,
words,
we tear each other down. When we cut each other physically, we all bleed the same color.
Right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Don't look at me because of the color of my skin. I'm human.
Christine?
Again, I think education is the biggest thing. Just informing each other, ridding ourselves and one another's from that ignorance. You know, I think it, like she stated, it does start in the home. But because, again, media is so prevalent, from, I mean, we've moved beyond just TV. So there's so many social media platforms, and the way that technology is built, there's probably more to come. And so it's always going to be a way for negativities to be exposed. But I think the more education, the more empowering one another, and like she stated, just starting with yourself. When you're confident with yourself and you feel, you know, you don't have to have that kind of encouragement from someone else because you've already empowered yourself. So now you have that strength to go and empower other women and other people. And when you see someone doing wrong or wrong comments being made that are negative, then just correct it. Not in a negative way or, you know, coming from a bad place, but just from a place of love, basically, and just letting the person know, you know, that may have come across wrong. You can say this way or that way, but just informing one another and helping each other out, basically.
Lala?
Can I speak?
You may.
No, but yeah, she's right. To where she left off, love, I think, is the overall. I mean, love conquers all. Love, I don't mean to be the cliche or the, you know, it's beaten, but it's true. Like, it's love. Like, if you come from a place of love when you talk to someone, or if you know love and experience love, you know that, you know, it's not mean, it doesn't come from anger or jealousy, you know. It comes from a good place, you know. So if you're not in a good place, you're not gonna speak good to other people, you know. You're gonna want to tear it down, because you don't know where you are, you know. So, you know, I think correction. If you do love and you come from a place of love, then, you know, correct it if you see it going on, because some people just walk away or, you know, turn around like, oh, that's crazy, you know. But you should correct it. I think, you know, speaking up about it when we do hear it, you know, we hear it, you know, I don't know, in the office, around, just anywhere, you know, speak up about it, you know, tell the truth, you know, let them know the truth, because that might be the only truth they hear. So.
Tequila?
Well, final words I can say is to be the light, be positive, speak to everyone, encourage love, educate, just always speak out, because you never know where that next person, the place that they are. And if God placed it on your heart to say it, say it. If someone's speaking negative, speak up positive. That's going to always work. And stop walking away when you hear the negativity.
Right.
You hear about the interracial. Everybody's all one.
Yep.
So.
It's your turn. It's not mine.
I would have to say to sum everything up, everybody pretty much saying what I was going to say. Everything starts with you. Everything starts within you as a person. We have to lead by example, because what you do, it goes to the next person. If people see you positive, and like she say, educating one another about certain things and about ourselves, then it comes back. So I think if, like you said, we see something going on, speak up, speak about it, correct someone. It can be positive. Everything is not always negative or wrong. I think a lot of times I'm learning it, and I'm still learning. Everybody is raised different, see things different, hear things different. So I think if you come across positive and everything start with us, and I think it'll make the world better just with just even social media. If people see things wrong, speak up. You know, not always. If like now somebody posts something, everybody just go in. Nobody step back and say that's wrong. Why are y'all doing that? You know, or why are these young ladies fighting? You know, just different things we have to stop doing as people ourselves, and even as women, we have to stop tearing each other down. We have to stop being in competition. We have to first love ourselves, and then I think with all those know yourself. I think it'll put back into the world, and it'll come back, you know, as love, and then you'll put it back out as love. So,
Oh. You know what, ladies? Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Because this was a hard show to do. Because I did not want to, I couldn't find any ladies that wanted to sit and talk about light skin versus dark skin and stuff like that. So thank you so very much. Thank you to my studio audience for putting up with me doing this show. Thank you so very much. Hopefully soon we can, most of the people that are still in that glass box can come out of that glass box and see that we're all one as people. No matter where we come from, no matter what walks of life, we're all one. Throw out the light skin, dark skin, nappy hair, straight hair. It don't even matter no more at all. We're in a whole nother century, and we're still back in what's the 1712 with Willie Lynch. So, I'm gonna say goodbye until next time on Our Life. Continue to remove the mask. See you later.